Hi, my name is Amber, and this is the A to Z Bookish Survey. This is originally created by Perpetual Page Turner, and I will have that video linked down below. First, A, an author you've read the most books from. For this one I have to choose Sarah J Maas. If I'm counting correctly, I think she's the author that I've read the most books from. I think she might be the author that I own the most books from. Best sequel ever. Come on, we know the answer to this. Are we shocked? Are we surprised? Is anyone surprised that this is the answer for this one? Cause, come on. Currently reading. I haven't started it just yet, and it's actually in the other room, so I'm not gonna go get it. I'll hold up the third one, but I'm actually reading The Shattered World. I haven't exactly started it just yet, but it's definitely the one that I plan on picking up next. Drink of choice while reading. Every now and then it'll be tea, but if I absolutely have the ability to choose what I want to drink while I'm reading, it's Starbucks. E-reader or physical books? Physical books. I'm fine with ebooks. I will read ebooks. I have a Kindle, which I love with all my heart, but if I have the opportunity, physical books are definitely going to be what I love the most. Fictional character you probably would have dated in high school. I think I have to go with Levi from Fangirl. He seems like the kind of guy that I would have liked in high school. That kind of weird nerdy type. No offense to my husband if he sees this. Glad you gave this book a chance. If I choose one, I have to choose Twilight by Stephanie Meyer. This book is the reason that I found reading and the reason that I love reading. Hidden Gem book. For this one, I'm gonna go with Velvet by Temple West. This is just not one that everybody talks about. I think what throws everybody off is that I constantly say it's a vampire book, and I think that makes people nervous. But I think this is unique and interesting, and it's a different take on vampires, and it's just got really fun and sassy characters in it. Important moment in your reading life. This one I have to go with Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. Like I said before, Twilight was the one that got me wanting to read in the first place, but I am where I am. I am in this community. I am reading as many books as I am right now because of this book. Just finished. The last book I just recently finished was The Big Bad Wolf by Jessica Cardo, which I do have a spoiler-free review, which I will have linked down below if you want to go check it out. But it is a werewolf story that has arranged marriages and fake dating and a hate-to-love relationship, and it is so much fun. Kinds of books you won't read. If the story intrigues me enough, I'll pretty much pick up anything. I'm definitely not a nonfiction reader, so that's something that I just don't tend to read very often. Longest book you've read. Easily the longest book I've read is Winter by Marissa Meyer. If I am not mistaken, this book is 823 pages, so this is definitely the longest book I've read. Major book hangover because of. I'm not gonna pick it back up again because it's all the way up there, but it's definitely A Court of Mist and Fury. It destroyed me. I know there's others that have done that to me before, but that one definitely I think wins the biggest book hangover for me. Number of bookcases you own. This is 2, and then there's 1 right here out of frame at the moment, so I own 3. One book you've read multiple times. The top one has to be A Court of Mist and Fury. I know I've used that way too many times as answers to this, but that's definitely the book that I keep picking up and just randomly reading. A quote that inspires you or gives you all the feels. I'm gonna say 2 for this one. You do not fear, you do not falter, you do not yield. This is said by Rysand and A Court of Wings and Ruin. I don't know, there's something about that quote that means a lot to me. I had to look this up because I don't want to say it incorrectly, but it is from Harry Potter. It's from Goblet of Fire, and Sirius Black says it. He says, if you want to know what a man's like, take a good look at how he treats his inferiors, not his equals. Something about that quote is another one that just stuck with me. I just love it. Reading regret. I don't think there's any books that I regret reading. Even the ones that I don't like, I don't have any regret for picking them up. I'm glad that I gave them the chance. I'm glad that I still read the story, and I honestly just don't think there's any books that I really regret. Series you started and need to finish. If you don't know already, I actually have my TBR set up for this month to be pretty much 99% sequels to continue series that I've started and haven't finished. So if you want to see some more series that I've started and haven't finished, go check out my TBR for this month because that'll tell you a ton of them, but there's even more. I could probably turn around and just find one. Let's see. Library of Souls by Ransom Riggs. The Miss Peregrine's trilogy is one that I started reading a couple of years back, and I even went to the Library of Souls event. I got to meet Ransom Riggs, and he signed this, as well as the Book Explosion crew signed this, and I started reading this the October that it came out, and I still haven't finished it. 3 of your all-time favorite books. Okay. So we all know A Court of Mist and Fury is going to be on there. Let's not even try to play around with that one. I'm going to put Geekerella also on that list because Geekerella by Ashley Poston is one that I've also talked about way too much. Again, humongous long review if you want to hear more about my thoughts, which I will have linked down below. I love that book so much. Two of my favorite series are the Lunar Chronicles and the Illuminae Files. I don't know what, but it would be one of those. Way too hard of a question. Unapologetically fangirl for. I'm gonna have to choose Harry Potter, which you can kind of see up here. Just the world of Harry Potter in general is something that I love so much. I've only read the books once, and I recently read them only a few years back, but the movies have been something that I've loved all my life, and something about this world and these characters and everything about it resonates with so many people, and it's just such a big deal, and I will always fangirl over it. Very excited for this release more than all others. I think the one that I'm honestly the most excited about is Obsidio by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff, which comes out this month. It is the third in the Illuminae Files, and it is the final, and I know that it's just going to be heart-wrenching and incredible and beautiful, and I cannot wait to finally finish the series, even though I'm really nervous about finishing it. Worst bookish habit. Outside of just buying too many books, honestly, it's not taking the time to read when I know I have the time to read, and instead distracting myself with something else. I know there's a ton of times where I get really frustrated because I'm not finishing a book when I want to finish it, and that's because I'm not just sitting down and reading it when I have the opportunity, and that's definitely my worst bookish habit. X marks the spot. Start at the top of your shelves and pick the 27th book. The 27th book on my shelf is The Elite by Kira Cass. This is the second. This is the second in the selection series, but love the series so much. Your latest book purchase. I'm gonna go with the one that I most recently got in the mail, which I actually got as part of a giveaway, and that is The Hearts We Sold by Emily Lloyd Jones. I received this in a giveaway from the author, and I'm so incredibly happy to read this. The last book that kept you up late. I know I talked about this already, but recently at this moment, the book that kept me up latest was The Big Bad Wolf by Jess Sicardo. Again, I have a spoiler-free review if you want to go check that out, but I mentioned that I picked it up thinking that I was only going to read a little bit before bed and ended up staying up until 5 o'clock in the morning and finishing it in one sitting. So that one kept me up way too late. So those are all the questions in the A to Z Bookish Survey. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time.